hello, back again, back again. As you see a major, you see on the center of the video, you see a major plug. I'm a major plug. So back at it again. We're gonna talk a little bit on this video, on this particular video. I'm gonna dive a little bit on this subject in the UK is black people. Uh, I would consider them Africans. I would consider them anything. Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive deep in infinite waters, as you might know, if someone watching this knows what I'm talking about. Dive deep in infinite waters. Or I like some black people. Some black people are cool people. Yeah. But I'm not gonna get into this nigga shit. This nigga shit, just leave it alone. And I'm gonna get into it talking about good people. Like for example, I'm gonna include like Olympic boxer Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua. Let's take his subject. Why doesn't want to live in the UK anymore? He doesn't feel included in the UK. Why does he want to leave? Isn't he not white enough to be in the UK, or what's the point? I think it's a bit of a shame because everybody included so much time and effort into his career, and he himself he reached like a lot of great pinnacles in his career, and look at him, like he wanted to move to Nigeria. Why he wanted to move to Nigeria, bro? Because it's like where's he actually from? Then this is what it boils down to at the end of the day. Where you actually from? Well, my grandfather's from Nigeria, so you Nigerian then. So fuck off back to Nigeria then. You know what I mean? So this is how I look at it. I remember this one black guy from Northampton. As soon as I got my indefinite leave, I was like, yes, bro, I got my indefinite leave. And he's like, you know what he told me, bro? You know what he told me? He was like, hey, bro, you're one of us now. That's what he told me. So I got like inclusion from black people. They always been cool with me, and I'm gonna stay cool with them. But I'm not gonna get into like no fuck like craziness. Like I'm trying to like fuck someone else's wife or something like that. Let's just leave that out. Just like crazy criminals and no, we just gonna be cool. We're cool people. Stuff like that. And all this competition also, like who's better than whose race is better than who. Oh, is it black people are just like you know they faster or some shit like, bro, I'm so tired of all this. But we can blame who we gonna blame for all this, the language changes, back in Africa. Because if you're gonna look at Africa, yeah, you're gonna look at a map of Africa in Google Maps. What you will see is straight lines across the continent. What does a straight line across the continent signify? Who done the straight lines? Look at America. Look at Australia. Who done the straight line? I'll tell you who. The British. The fucking British did the straight lines. So I personally think it was a way of exploitation in order to take riches from Africa, which they still do to this day. But then nobody understands. It's a big continent. I'm not gonna say they're like extremely evolved or something like that, but they would have Africans that definitely wouldn't have electricity if it wasn't for the British. But at the same time, it's just like it is what it is. I don't know. It was just a means of exploitation, and you see all this in Hollywoods and all this. You know what did they actually do with all the ships? They brought slaves from Africans. They put them on slaves, and then they died on on ships, and then they just like gave them guns. They gave them crack. They gave them, like creating like a fucking pest in the fucking neighborhood. And then nobody wants to live with them. Well, if you don't want to live with them, bro, why the fuck did you even bring them here, anyways, in the first place? So it's all bullshit, in my opinion. It's all just evil, evil bullshit, and it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. So this is what I'm gonna say. Why isn't it like, for example, Anthony Joshua wants to live in the UK? Because he feels like he doesn't belong in the UK. You understand? I think so. I personally think so. I think Anthony Joshua feels like he doesn't belong in the UK, which is a fucking shame. Olympic fucking boxer. Olympic boxer feels like he wants to move to Nigeria. We just leave it at that. And I'm going to talk about another one which I personally liked. I'm going to talk about Lennox Lewis, another great boxer, and I'm going to talk about Ian. There's a football player. His name is Ian something. Ian Wright, exactly. He's a good player, and yeah, I saw this video of him. Uh, he's a good guy. All right, it's a tough situation, man. You cannot. Uh, how can you say this person is good or this person is bad? How can you say? All I can say is just, for example, different gang members, like the ones that they have county lines. A lot of Somalians in county lines. A lot of bullshit like that. A lot of violence for no fucking reason, and they think they can do anything. You, the UK doesn't do shit. Yeah, or not enough, as far as I'm concerned. And that's just life. Another major thing that influenced the whole world is stupid fucking America with the pornography. All this fucking shit comes from America. Maybe 80, 85% of pornography comes from America. And by now, I think like everybody knows who influences the media and stuff. And yeah, it's just it's all mind control and stuff like that, made for divisions, made for just to create like a divisive society, people going against each other, race against race, and you know, race against race, and we're still gonna get like another loan from I don't even know who as a country, and then we're gonna pay back interest on the loan. Then the inflation is gonna go up, and yeah, happy days. Minimum wage is gonna go up again. How can it be that when I came in the UK and I was working, and it was £7 £35 minimum wage, and at the moment it's £13 £50. How? How is that even possible? Because every year goes up. You can't buy nothing nowadays. You go in at Tesco's. You're buying like some a can of Red Bull for £2 50. Well, good luck with that. I'm not paying that shit. So it is what it is, and it's never gonna change. It's only gonna get like deeper and deeper in the hole with the depth I'm talking about, and it's just a messed up society, man. So I think in terms of like timelines, I think I was talking about the that one time that I left Oxford, I was going to Banbury, and I was talking about the most racist town like I've ever encountered is Banbury. Um, I would say it's mostly racist against whites. So this racism is quite funny because when it comes to like British racism, it's not against necessarily blacks anymore. So it's against, at the moment, it's against Muslims. Like Muslims are, what they say is Muslims like fuck up the country. No, it's just the standard of living that just depreciated so much. There's drugs everywhere, and people like have to do second jobs and sometimes engage into illegal activities in order to make ends meet. And that's the whole problem. It's not like, oh, it's Muslims. It's asylum seekers also that fuck up the country because that's just what it is. Uh, but the government knew what they were doing. So I don't particularly give a shit. I don't think it's gonna be Rupert Lowe that's gonna change the UK. I think the UK, like, you cannot change the UK anymore. It's just done. It's going to get like even nastier. Um, I There's nothing else I can. There's going to be a lot more drugs, a lot more youth selling drugs. People fuck up their whole lives for selling whatever. Uh, Inflation is going to keep going up. Rupert Lowe is going to do shit. That's my opinion. Whoever, whoever will like Rupert Lowe or Nigel Farage or whoever would be in charge, they wouldn't do shit. They wouldn't do shit, and that's just the end of it. Anyways, it's my opinion. We'll see what happens, but at the moment, I don't really have particular plans of going back to the UK and living there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of I'm kind of tired of talking about it, so I'm just gonna end this video. Maybe we'll do another sequel. But yeah, have a great day. Have a good day, and yeah, that's it. See you guys.